Watch it!
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch it!
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's what.
And welcome!
Welcome back yet again, ladies and gentlemen, to some more ECAC Valorante. I will be one of your casters for the evening. Ravish, the most ravish bear on the internet. Joined here by my side by the ever so colorful Mr. Possible. How you doing, Paul?
I mean, it's just, we got blue. I don't know how colorful blue is.
Look,
at
bro,
this point.
how many times
The
have I
background's
asked you to
colorful.
not question what I'm saying here, man? Just go along with it at this point.
One day you'll say something I go along with, Ravish, but not today because we got to get into these games. Apologies for the delayed start, everybody. One of the teams had to make sure that the dorm building they were in wasn't actually burned to the ground. False alarm, they're in their dorm. Everyone is safe. We're going to get right into this match. It's University of Albany versus the Wildcats from SUNY Poly.
Yes, sir. Like you mentioned, we already do have map bans ready and underway here, my friend. So let's go ahead and find out where we will be going to. Right off the bat here, take away Breeze and Split. Thank God. I find Breeze incredibly boring. But we want Haven, Bind, and Icebox. So the other, like, okay, Haven's cool. Bind, I'm like, okay, I can't not do it. But you also have sides and everything picked as well, Paul.
Well, we were so close to getting a fractured decider, but one day, not today though. Probably not until whatever the next map is, honestly. Either way, I really like these maps. Haven, Bind, Icebox. We get a varied array of styles that we can see, right? No two maps in Valorant play the same, obviously, but all three of these are very specific. There is nothing similar about any one of these maps. Like, Haven is all going to be about map control, information, but you can also pivot that to execute. Haven, you can do pretty much whatever you want on. I'm really excited. That's where we're going to be starting off, and we're just going to get right into it, Ravish. Let's head on into game.
I think Bind and Split play very similarly. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, but we don't have Split, so my point stands.
Look, man, I'm just trying to get you back like you got me. But like you said, we got to run into Haven, man. I consistently view Haven as a great equalizer personally because of how large the map is. You have to be very cerebral about how you play out your ways. You cannot just W key it down all the way onto the A site, no matter what your rank games will have you believe. But as we do have all the agent selects here up on our screen for pretty standard stuff. I like the Raze pick coming out for white chocolate.
We've got two very different compositions here, Ravish, because UAlbany, they're going to be starting off on the defense. They're going to be opting for the dive, right? But it's also double initiator. So they have a lot of information. The Astra gives them a lot of control all the way across the map. Astra is omnipresent in her utility. And then whenever UAlbany decide where they want to go, when they want to go, they're going to have execute tools. They have flashes, recon darts to get their double duelists onto the site and support them very strong. It's a very cohesive composition, and it can end up being very explosive. SUNY Poly, on the other hand, probably going to be looking for a bit more skirmishes, right? They do have quite a bit of info themselves, of course, with the Cypher cam, especially on attack. You can gather information very well, and that paired with the Sova gives them opportunities to let Andrew and Poro isolate gunfights and get at advantageous positions. It's all about getting early leads here for SUNY Poly toward the beginning of these rounds.
The only thing that I know to be omnipresent growing up was God and now Astra as well. So suddenly I'm beginning to question a lot of my faith here. But as we
don't have time for that, Ravish. That's going to be an extended conversation. We're already headed toward the A side here. Andrew is all the way up A long.
Yes, sir. But yeah, we're going to have to see if I'm not going to say that name as the Nuns is going to be able to anchor out the site a little bit too, but as you see, the rotating out all the way, the garage might be the next point of contention. But the dog got nice peek out. Pretty Nuns takes out Andrew, and suddenly we're up to a 5v3 as they're still chilling by A lobby.
Yeah, and I mean, this should more or less be the pistol round going the way of UAlbany. Like I said, those early gunfights, especially on a pistol round, need to be going SUNY Poly's way for them to have any sort of advantage. Reyna's pretty low. Maybe if Poro can end up assisting or getting a kill here, you can get that Reyna online with a Devour, but as it stands, I mean, they can't even clear out white chocolate. My man's just chilling here, and that's a perfect Raze nade into the paint shell. Sets him up beautifully. Flawless pistol to start off Haven for the University of Albany.
That was just easy and clean like that. They read their position right from the beginning to the white swing coming out of A long, right? Took one out after another, and then they were kind of forced to make a decision. Now, I said at the beginning, you can't just W key down all the way into the A site, but you also can't like WS back and then eventually go forward. You gotta make a decision sometime.
Ooh. SUNY Poly, they're getting spicy here, Ravish. We've got a force coming into this second round of the half. They did plant, so they do have enough money to make this force happen, but it's still pretty tenuous, right? Light armor mostly across the board, entirely across the board for SUNY Poly, compared to a little bit more firepower. That being said, it looks like UAlbany don't expect this force. They've got two players working with ghosts who are going to be quickly overwhelmed if they're the ones taking first contact.
That's literally all five of them. Just gonna pop it at the garage though. We're gonna pop flash out. He's stuck in by the gravity well. Gonna be forced down. Can't even get away. It's not how many can Ruse get. There's one, gets two, and he's done his job. That's more than enough, especially when holding a suicide angle like that. And we're up to a 3v3. There we go. White Chocolate gets one on the back and new. One person lurking as they get the plant.
And there's no control now for SUNY Poly, right? They got onto the site, but it was too costly because they didn't clear that angle close to garage. Peach has to win this fight. Has to take at least one of them down with him. And he does so.
Gets one. Andrew peeks with him, does his job. Nice. But, oh, wow. Okay.
There we go. I love that late round play from SUNY Poly. It looked dicey, right? I was worried about the coordinated assault from UAlbany. They looked extremely coordinated in their pistol, but the timing wasn't there for UAlbany because SUNY Poly read, hey, we know that there was one kill out towards grass, out past garage. We have to be assuming that that player is going to flank us from long. So let's just take the 2v2 back site, and then they won it without dropping a player. Easy to isolate and take out White Chocolate from there. Now, we flip the anti-eco on its head. SUNY Poly get their own anti-eco coming into this third round, and UAlbany, all that eco, or all that economy they built up in that first round is just off the table.
Yeah, there we go. The Drosha will spot out one. He manages to catch him and get away. But instead, now onto the side, the lyric comes out. We see the two sling all the way back side. Yeah. The gravity well gonna allow them to, like, take a couple more seconds, think about the decisions, but there's just one more person left, considering it was the anti-eco. Losing only one person on the side of SUNY Poly, it's gotta feel pretty good.
Assuming they get out with only one. I mean, this is a sheriff. Cloner can do some damage here. Andrew's somewhat low, but nah, it doesn't matter. Andrew watching the perfect angle. Rewards himself with the sheriff, and now SUNY Poly, they're going to get a pretty healthy bonus round coming into this fourth round of the half, right? This is just a delayed bonus, and because they got the delayed bonus off the fact that they flipped that second round, you can buy a Vandal, you can buy a second Vandal and put it on Gut Shot, or, yeah, on Gut Shot if you wanted to. Okay, Phantom, same thing, right? And they can buy these rifles, make this bonus round even more potent, and it won't cost them anything. Nothing in terms of economy. They will absolutely buy rifles next round, even if they lose here. Meanwhile, things are looking pretty tenuous for UAlbany. D-Nuns gotta be able to pull something off here. Yeah, and with the Cyber Cage clearing that cross, D-Nuns only is going to be able to sit there for a certain amount of time. A lot of pressure toward B early, though.
Yeah, this is interesting, too. If most teams prefer not to go B, those one peeks out. Oh, unfortunately, Sal takes a hit right to the face and loses that Phantom, sadly. They were to at least get the trade, might be able to hold off there on the B site. For now, there's still only going to be 1-for-1 trade, as all of UAlbany has managed to rotate over. Spike not down as of yet, and has just now planted. We'll see what UAlbany does. Got to lay down the pressure with the Empress pop, and they lose so many right away.
Great work from Soro. I mean, the Empress being online this round is just deadly for Albany. White Chocolate has to come up with a miracle, or Albany's going to keep losing rounds. 1v3, still got to worry about the Empress. It's a nice paint shell. I'll take down Jake, but Peach watching with the op that he stole away from Albany. And now you can carry that onto the attacking onto your attacking side for the next round. This is getting a little brutal here. Albany need to find some way to stabilize and recover. They've got two really good ultimates, so if they get a lead early into this round, they can pop things like the Showstopper to snowball that into a Thrifty. But the key is early leads, and that's what SUNY Poly's comp is excelling at currently. So not giving UAlbany great odds.
one big thing I want to watch out for as well is that they almost also have the neural theft up as well. So an early pick for the Cypher could also mean that something that's another round posse for a gold for UAlbany. But Nuns right now needs to do so much work.
Nice.
But the op shot, which must have been like just like a quick swing over the edge, or maybe that Nun just went into them, but that
Andrew was absolutely watching that angle because the Cypher had a cam down sewer, just expecting someone to come push, right? Either D-Nuns or White Chocolates, somebody was going to try their luck in a lobby. Oh, now I mean White Chocolate's just done. Poor guy.
Yep. As a little thought that I was talking about, there we go. This might be another round that's just completely forgone. They absolutely know that one person's at their heaven and should definitely anticipate the ruse is rotating all the way there back through spawn. But out of more they can do, at least they managed to get one back out of it. I would say if you're on the save, getting two, you've done your job. And getting one, you're almost there.
Now SUNY Poly's just having fun. The floating right clicks.
You're right, bro.
All right.
It's kind of nice.
Another important gun round here for UAlbany. They've still got that showstopper online too, right? White Chocolate was smart enough to not use that in the previous rounds, and we're getting pretty close to some other pivotal ultimates as well for Albany. The problem is there are 2 pips off of each of them, right? So you can't just like get map control toward A or C and then get yourself whatever ult you feel like. It actually comes down to Sal, Ruse, or Cloner having a pretty decent round and picking up a couple kills. Then Albany can look to be really comfortable. Oh, White Chocolate might just go for it here. Contact. No, doesn't see enough. Not to throw out the showstopper, especially from the low angle. It's hard to land on the ground and guarantee a kill.
I mean, considering how much pressure there's been consistently towards a lobby in the past, like I think like 3 to 4 rounds, it would have been a decently safe bet if you wanted to make a super aggressive play and maybe use that to scope out their position. But not with the right call, they're just not invested super early on without, like you mentioned, knowing at all where they are, since most of them are now moving towards garage. Spike is still right outside of C.
I really like this control that SUNY Poly are exhibiting, right? The second they know that there's one in garage, Owl Drone, plus the gravity well, forcing Cloner out of that position. Now there's a giant hole in the middle of the map. C-Link is so nerve-wracking for Albany on this defense. They have to watch it, and that means the sites are much more vulnerable to a hit. Here they come. SUNY Poly's going C.
Trailblazers also put it right at the beginning so they know that
nice flash.
I could answer it as soon as possible. Nice little spray. What could they get? What could they get out of it as they're entering to the site? Poro trades it about in a 2v1 though. Can't do much more past that. Still the UAlbany. So have a solid chance of being able to take it as a showstopper right at the beginning. Trades a 1-for-1. But his life is not going to be enough for this as they have complete control of the site. And Jake with a beautiful peek into garage. At least now they can just hold them off.
How do you get out of here, though? There's 2 stars available. You vaguely know where Andrew is. You have to try and smoke it. Oh, no. He thinks he dashed into the other corner. He didn't get visual confirmation. Oh, he's going to swing out right into the app. Woo! Oh, manages to get one. But on just 9 health, Jake's neck stops anything from going Albany's way.
Get the up? Okay. I was about to say, my man, we're not going to see the up for this, bro. All right.
Look, I mean, look at how much money SUNY Poly has.
Yeah, they're absolutely chilling. And UAlbany has been stuck in this ping pong economy, I like to say, the past little bit until they get 2 rounds to themselves or at least win a buy round. Things are just going to be stuck here for quite some time.
Yeah, and again, it's just these early advantages that SUNY Poly are going for, right? They're not losing anything in the early round, and they're getting either critical map control or a pick. I want to really call back. This eco is not going to go anywhere. I really want to call back to that garage control versus the A lobby pressure, right? Andrew and Jake have been doing such a good job in A, keeping Denuns and White Chocolate in check, right? Somebody's pushing A almost every single round, and 2 players are on that side to catch it. Now, Ruse does have a little bit of a nice creep through C long there, but it's not really going to do much. I doubt he expects Peach to be this deep onto the site. Yeah. And it's just little things like that, right? Little openings that SUNY Poly are finding, more so in map control, actually, than picks. UAlbany are doing at least a decent job falling back and not letting this aggressive map control snowball even further. But the problem is that losing all of this map control has been so expensive in terms of how Albany want to actually try and take these gunfights.
Yeah, because it seems as though at 2 different points in time, right, like you said, just they give away so much space that it almost becomes precarious to try to go back in to go for these retakes, especially right at the beginning. They're down at least 1 to 2 people. And if you're going into without even a man advantage, then these retakes, especially on Haven, when you need the utmost amount of coordination, becomes very hard.
And I think Albany, if they want to give map control, I'm okay with that, right? You can force some important utility out, and especially on a map as big as Haven, as long as you're watching your necessary angles, you can let the site go away and go for a retake. The problem is that it's never a full, like, 5v5 retake. It's always 3v5. It's always losing map control, and then somebody tries to hold the site because they just can't get away, and they die. And that's not ideal.
I think not ideal is definitely the correct statement for it. Definitely. One might even say the opposite of bueno. I would say that personally. As there
no bueno, even.
A possibility I hadn't necessarily considered. But there's a garage control and pressure that we were talking about before as well, Paul. As they're all just kind of chilling nearby. But Spike hasn't exactly chosen a home yet. But this Astra play too, that's been a couple of times now where she's been able to just duck into cubby and like wait and see if anybody pushes onto her, which is how she also got behind and so deep in the site before.
I like this position from White Chocolate up in Heaven. It's much more reserved, especially excuse me, especially with how far back Albany have been holding in general. Ooh, Denuns though, nice first shot. If you get away, that's worthwhile.
It looks like he does manage to do so. Millie tucks back into spawn. So that's actually a really nice, solid opening pick. Jay! Right to the Cypher cage, the spray down. Who did must have made a tip or just something. The
Anyone
sea
see that
stops the plant.
That was
well timed. That was nice.
Ooh, Andrew.
Okay, has a shorty, can't do anything. No. That was a round, wasn't it?
That was a bit of a mess. A bit of a mess when it comes to rounds. But Albany, they walk out of that mess at least alive, right? That was nothing short of vital for them. And despite how silly that looked on the retake, Albany do a really good job of actually coordinating their advancement, right? Coordinating getting onto the site. Those are the kind of retakes that I was hoping to see from Albany. We got to see that in the pistol round. It looked flawless. And the utility from Albany on these retakes has been excellent. Recon darts, that satchel pack was nuts. I don't even know where White Chocolate threw that from. He trades himself out for the op on the other side too, so that's like not terrible. Kind of hard to cover the whole map now on Haven. I mean, losing one player, especially on a map like Haven, if it's a trade 1-for-1, it's always going to favor the attackers. Ooh, at least Cloner gets away.
Yeah, and UAlbany still do have the op on their end, though. Nice peeking by Cloner. But now he has to know there are more people definitely there. Peach trades it back. Like you mentioned, still a 3v3. There the attackers. He has the knife out. No. That means the B side is theirs, and Denun's just slowly working himself around. Nice. Lands that shot. But Spike is on A.
And this retake is so hard, right? Denun's only has 11 health. And an op holding on to him right now, right? And keep in mind, even though Albany won the last round, only one player was standing. Only Denun's was actually alive for that. So their economy has not recovered by any stretch of the imagination. If they want to make this a competitive half, they kind of have to go for this, but also, how do you ever go for this?
I don't think they do, personally. They know that the op is a big investment here, especially for themselves. So they'll definitely just look for if they can find at least 1 or 2 picks. Okay, I did not want that to happen. I wanted the exact opposite of that to happen.
Really nice cam. It's just a really nice cam from Jake. Knew that the op was one of the 2 guns standing, so you just put a very open cam up, right? I mean, when there's only 2 players alive, you don't need your camera as a Cypher to be in a cheeky spot and catch someone off guard. Because only one person can shoot it. If you get intel on one person, tag on one person, that's half the enemy team you've just revealed mathematically, right? So he just accepts the fact, hey, if this cam dies, I don't really care. If it gets us a pick, that's more than worth it. Then he trades his life, swings out. Really well done by Jake, who's actually looked really impressive on this Cypher thus far.
Has some crucial spot outs too, but as of right now, this is the first time I've actually seen that much early pressure and Peach in this same spot consistently now. Finally managed to get a pick out of it, but what we're going to turn into... Okay, make that two just suddenly, and Denon's has to come up big here too in the back end of the layer. Can't see anything but the smoke as Bobby scope him out, and whoa, that's a 3K from just inching closer and closer onto the site.
That tight little swing from Peach right there, just really well done. A lot of players would expect a wide swing, especially in Valorant. Wide swings are the name of the game a lot of the time because they can be hard to pin down. So that's why Denon shoots so far to the right compared to where Peach actually stands, but he counter strafes it so early that there's just pretty much no way Denon's gonna actually win that fight. Now we're 2-8. SUNY Poly has had an excellent attack, and if Albany don't get these last 2 rounds of the half, not looking good for the first map of Haven.
Yeah, what if it's Jeep?
Well, it might be Jeep. It might be. Generally speaking, though, when it's like the backwards name, then the J would be capitalized. Generally. We'll try and get confirmation of that at some point, but I think we have more important things to do right now. So,
you're right, yeah.
Peach or Jeep or whichever it is, sorry if we're doing it wrong.
Now I'm thinking about that's actually a fair point because Cutler was like that because the C,
is
was capitalized.
Yeah, it's generally capitalized when they do the backwards name thing. The nuns?
And if it's possible to shoot in capital, just like that, just with confidence and bravado, stepping out into the site with absolutely zero care in the world. I respect him with the Empress. He knows he can do a lot, but that's times out. So pops it way too early. Unfortunately, doesn't get much out of it. A little bit of an investment that does not pay off as a...
Look at the conditioning that SUNY Poly has done. This gravity well up in garage has been the bane of Cloner's existence so many times to where he can't even look. He can't even pretend to challenge this angle. Like, he'll tiptoe into it every now and again. Okay, as that gets recalled, he'll feel more confident, but he feels confident that it's actually going to A. Albany have no idea what's actually happening on the map right now. This is going to be a really good bait from Poro, too. The second this Reyna flash comes out, look, Albany are already sold on it. They're already heading to A. Meanwhile, the spike's going C.
Is it like you mentioned, like Poro still just kind of faking into his win for any sort of peek through? Okay.
All right.
That was a nice shot, but there we go. Spike already lands in, and I believe Ruse has properly sniff this out as they go ahead and plant it. It'll be 4v5 for UAlbany. So finally the man advantage in their favor. That's what they can do is Astro goes up and oh no. Oh gosh.
Nice swing though. Ruse already with 2. The corner gets cleared and everything. Sal doing an excellent job getting Andrew out of that position. And I mean, even with the Hunter's Fury, you can get 1, but gonna get pushed. Paint shell.
What?
That was starting to look a little dicey, but White Chocolate locks it down. Either the paint shell or his rifle was going to do the talking there.
That was so extremely close, and I find a lot closer than I definitely needed to be, though. And as SUNY Poly, as we head out into this round 2, I find UAlbany, like, they did a solid job of actually coming into retake, but yet again, with the rounds they've gotten, they've been so chaotic. I'm not even too sure who might come out on top of the man advantage, in my opinion. Definitely played a solid favor for them to just even be able to clutch the round in the final couple seconds.
Keep up.
If Albany can manage to swing this last round, it would mean that they're not out of this yet. 4-8 is obviously not ideal, but it is recoverable. I don't know if that's where that dart was intended to go. Oh! The nuns. Yeah, gotta get out of there. Not using the dash. That could have been a little greedy, but survives and gets away with the utility. So ultimately, you know, who am I to judge?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you live, you're fine, right? And there we go on the back end. We're able to get 1 more with Peach going down. Suddenly, that C cubby play. I'm gonna work it out in their favor.
Nice.
The spray right point blank from Cleaner.
And this has been a great tactical adaptation from Albany. They realized that there's really 2 places that SUNY Poly have been worried about. It's been garage or it's been lobby pretty much every single round except the odd round where SUNY Poly just run it up toward B and plant really quick and take some gunfights. So when that doesn't happen in the first 10 seconds of the round, UAlbany shift their entire defense over to garage because you're going to take contact at garage quicker than you are on A if you play way back on A. Like, look where White Chocolate is right now. He's waiting to see if someone pushes all the way through the site and comes out to try and wrap around toward B.
30 seconds left.
This round right now is definitely all UAlbany with SUNY Poly with 2 people left. Like,
I mean, look at not even just the people. You got the Showstopper Seekers. Your position's gonna be revealed, and then you're gonna get hit with a rocket. Maybe Andrew can pick up something nasty here, but it's not looking good for SUNY Poly.
There you go. To the Seekers. I think he get the first shot down. He loads up with a shorty. Nice. There we go. There's a showstopper to get one out of it. And Jake just saw the elbow of the Nuns. But all right, there we go. 8-4. UAlbany with not a bad finisher on the half.
Yeah, some nice adaptations late in the half from UAlbany. They're gonna wish. I mean, ultimately, you can really just throw a lot of this half back to that second round, right? They lost basically 3 rounds in a row because they allowed the anti-eco to get flipped on its head because they weren't prepared for the force. If they win that, we could have looked at like a 7-5, 6-6 half without any stretch of the imagination, really. Still gotta mean, well, it still means that UAlbany though have to come up on this attacking half though. Like they are still in the pits despite some nice work in the last 2 rounds. Curious to see where
what is the best way to do it? As pistols. So that's how you are fine. Just come up.
Look how shallow this smoke is over on A long. I'm actually expecting this probably from Albany, the Astra smoke in A long, to maybe be a recall so that they can get out. Yeah, there it is. They get Ruse across so he can check for sewer, and now they can actually force people out of long with overwhelming firepower. This is nice, solid pressure coming toward A.
Can he capitalize off of this question?
Ooh. As
slowly move into just find a couple of locations. The right click always never ceases to amaze me as 2 more go down. The gunshot just spotted right at the back of the site. Nice. Yep, man, with that much information, there's no way man has to catch anybody off by surprise. Jake could maybe get one, I think.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, there are a couple really low players, but as long as the Nuns or closer isn't taking the contact here, I mean, it's not really much that Jake can do. Even if he gets one, there's no way he can actually win this round with only 35 health. And I want to take this time to actually talk about why I think Albany aren't quite out of this game yet. Because while they did have a little bit of difficulty on their defending side, we saw just how potent their composition is on attack this very round. The Astra Smoke gets them a bit of long pressure. Then they snowball that into an Owl Drone sewer to clear out Andrew. Then they use the Trailblazer to make sure Andrew is gone and not coming back. Then they have recon darts and flashes to get them onto the site. They can go forward so quickly with Denuns and White Chocolate. This is an oppressive attacking composition from Albany if they play it right with their utility. Looked good on the pistol round. Nobody's swinging that, guys. Oh, look, they're looking down now. Oh, boy.
No way, bro.
Oh, it's just ships in the night, though.
Okay, and no idea. Pushing all as one.
Wait, they heard the Trailblazer. They know somebody is going to be going into garage, so they're already chasing towards C.
By one, Cloner's watching the back, but he doesn't know they're all coming from there. Okay, there was a fine one. He immediately goes down, but there we go. There's all that are being given over. UAlbany. So they see them all walking in, and they just get mowed down.
Yep. Nice.
The gun diff is real.
Yeah, gun diff definitely comes in there. Jake's neck again, just gonna try and make this as costly as he can. Actually gets second. That's really nice control on the classic. Jake's neck has actually been really impressive to me on SUNY Poly. I have really liked what Jake has been able to pull thus far. Not that it's gonna get them that round, but
no. But I remember, like you said, we were talking about his cameras before, and even previously, just his level of position, the way he plays around his information, definitely been very insightful to the team.
And I think he's actually going to be one of the keys to stopping Albany on this oppressive attacking composition, right? Because when you can disrupt somebody with a trap wire mid-execute, you can make things more expensive regardless of what UAlbany dump in. So the camera, the trap wire, disrupting the hits from Albany is going to be very important.
Rushing onto the site. Expect to go down there with Jake immediately falling after we talk him up all that much. Him going down. Come on, Jake. How you gonna do this like that here, fam? Sadly so. As Poor looks to contest one. There we go. Can't find the second, unfortunately. Like I already mentioned, if you are the attacking half, you're A-okay with these consistent trays. So Nepali has a couple of decisions to make as to how they want to go for the potential retake.
Nice destruction on that recon dart. Nobody clears Ruse. Oh, only good for the one, but still, that's 3 kills for Albany, right? They got the spike plan out of that and everything. This is looking good economically. Albany are still going to be down 3 rounds. It'll be 6-9 at the end of this defuse, but I'm giving Albany pretty good odds. SUNY Poly's buy is going to be a little bit tenuous. They will have the Cosmic Divide, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but look how close Albany are to critical ults of their own. Again, the Seekers, the Showstopper, just 1 orb away.
Should I play some stars in this reality?
This is a pivotal round. This determines the momentum of this entire map. If Albany take this, they're looking good for this comeback. If SUNY Poly take it, then they've got their boot on the throat then.
I would be interested to see if they actually do try to fight over orb control, considering where they're all positioning. More than likely, I find the garage will be the initial hit. They just put down some early pressure and try to get at least one's crucial ult online before they make a decision as to where they do want to go. And yeah, they're both positioned towards it. They find the information with the sky flash all the way at the back of the site. As 3 look to push the garage.
I confused myself there. I thought Poro was on the other team, and I was like, how did that happen? No, we're good. It's okay. Just a slow pace.
He's all the way behind them. Yeah, he's not shooting. What?
I was lost in how they let that happen, but they didn't let it happen. Oh! That was a dirty little pick there from Sal. Holy moly. Well, and Sal being the one to find that pick on B doesn't give Albany any actionable intel. Sal could be anywhere on the map and still help his team. The Owl Drone might even fake this towards A. You can catch these B players rotating.
But when I took out to this side immediately, okay, Poor gets 1 for 1 though, but he's getting this second showstopper. Finds with the back of sight. Solid use of that. But consider the side angle they have right now for Poro. Like you mentioned, he can because he take down one after another.
Ruse is in trouble,
as they move on over to C.
Oh, they're not even coming. They're not even risking going through B. I actually think this might end up biting SUNY Poly. The timing here is going to be everything. And look, Cloner's all the way down C long. There's strong potential now that coming from mid, Ruse can find the nastiest of lurks. And there's no info for SUNY Poly. They could have taken the 2v1 onto Ruse crossing through, especially with the Empress available, but now they have to fight at this long range against the Vandal, the Seekers. This is so difficult. Look at Ruse. There he is.
Yes. Okay. I was about to say yes to hurry up. Nobody finds the information. He rushes on back. Not a lot lucky in the right direction. But finally wins it. The classic right click will not prevail this time.
Great timing there from Ruse, right? When they don't cross through B on the angle that he's watching, he knows, okay, they must have played it safe and gone all the way around. Finds the timing on that flank perfectly, and now Albany have won the most critical round of the half, right? That, like, no matter what happens from here on out, that was the round that determined momentum. Still not great on the economy, though, so you have to shut down this eco very dominantly. I wouldn't hate it. Normally, I don't like using ult against an eco, but I wouldn't actually hate it if the Seekers or the Cosmic Divide, not both, got used just to ensure that Albany are safe here.
This is such a
hello.
I was about such a dangerous peak for Poro, but
they don't
the
even
fact
trade
he
them.
actually manages to get it, and P just slow crawling. He loves that cubby spot, but nah. Shorty, he can't get the second. Nice little burst fire spray will suddenly just turn it into a 3v3.
Okay.
You mentioned you may not like using ultimates, but they might have to invest them.
This is still okay for Albany as long as they don't drop anybody else. They need 3 alive as a minimum here. And one so low. Sal's not really doing that well. The timing on A is
over to A.
yeah, the timing is going to be important on A though, because SUNY Poly have read this. They've had deep control elsewhere because of things like this lurk from Peach. Nice shutdown on the flank there, and now Albany, they should be okay, right? That being the pick they got means that the map is now pretty much free and clear, completely open. SUNY Poly do expect them to bounce back to C here, but just with a classic on Jake, the timing's not going to work out. You can't set yourself up now. And actually, Gutshot also only has a classic, so outside of some wild right clicks, get it out of the game. There shouldn't be anything more going toward SUNY Poly. Nice.
No, sir. I would have thought they might be able to pick up some of the gun on the round or just go through maybe garages for try to find one, but which does not work out, and they still managed to do just a little bit of damage, but considering how much UAlbany have been winning, won't really matter a ton in the long run.
I will say the one victory SUNY Poly can take out of that round is that now Albany are going to be so nervous about all their flanks, right? Keep in mind, they don't have a Cypher or a Killjoy. They are running without a Sentinel, so they have to watch their flanks, or things like Peach creeping up, Poro swinging out. That's going to happen a lot to them if they're not careful. I mean, look at White Chocolate right now, all the way back. Okay, maybe he was just picking a gun. Thought he was going to be watching for the flank there for a second.
Very patient position right now for UAlbany. Because I, like them, would also expect SUNY Poly to push right to them, but he noticed. Oh, but he doesn't get the shot. Oh,
actually,
no.
Okay, so Gutshot actually is not in a good position anymore because Andrew reveals the op. Albany is just going to leave. Gutshot's flank doesn't mean much now unless he tries to push this. And again, it's being watched this time, right? Sal is on this angle.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, they have to be a lot more aware of this. Is Poro as well, too? He could try to look in with the leer, but the flash is keeping away. And yet again, this is just such a tough angle. He can't get out of this, and he has to try to peek it. But
Poro's
sort of
locked it
gunfights he
down,
has to take.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there's that flank watch. You still got to be careful going back to A, though, because Andrew is here with an operator.
You are divided.
Nice Cosmic Divide. Oh, Andrew. Woo! Has to use the dash to get away. All right, beautiful boombot. That'll clear everything up. What? Hello? Denuns? Poro? Guys?
Unless, I mean, they're just chilling around yet again on more flank watch, which I don't know if it's completely necessary, but I guess they're just playing it super duper careful. Like you mentioned, no Cypher. Able to watch to their back. That's the wall dropping. Nice. One more. Not looking at the position. They just right after this keep on dropping. SUNY Poly. Watch, you just cannot be able to put up much more of a fight up against UAlbany.
Super great round from Albany. They are really getting these reads on SUNY Poly now. I mean, I do want to commend Poro. I think Poro does pretty much everything you can expect out of your Reyna in a round like that. Holding on to that garage, it could have been so detrimental because SUNY Poly, or I'm sorry, Albany rather, invested so much to try and get onto C, and Poro in the most dangerous corner ever, just sidestepping all the utility, getting flashed, running around, still surviving. You'd never want to push into that scenario if you're Albany, so all that utility they chucked in there was wasted, but Gutshot getting caught on that flank through lobby really opened up the round for Albany.
That's been twice, and that's been twice now too. Is that with flanks like that, have to completely open up the round for UAlbany, and now we're at a 9-9 position, which was almost a 7-round deficit previously.
And it's eco now for SUNY Poly, right? So unless they get some crazy advantages early off some very cheeky picks, like this is going to be Albany taking a lead more than likely.
Which is genuinely impressive, right? They've been, like you mentioned, they've been putting up some really good reads up there to SUNY Poly, who's falling up into habits. And all right, with one going down, that should give them garage control as well as the instant way over down to C long. Taking down Jake is the task as but with that gravity, well, he cannot necessarily move, but another shotgun won't come down and take him out. They have to know where he is, though, right?
They do.
Yeah, okay, they find him.
They were just clearing him with guns instead of utility.
Fair
Bullets don't cost you anything in Valorant. I mean, Andrew's gonna get. Okay, he does actually get Denuns there. shorty cheeky as ever, but nothing else. I
Look
said
at
nothing
you.
else,
Yeah.
Sal. You didn't have to push the shorty. Whatever. It's still Albany walking away with 3 alive. They're buying just fine, and look at their economy now. They're rolling with the same kind of stacks that SUNY Poly were granted on their attacking half.
Remember, Paul, bullets cost you nothing, but peeking might cost you your life, sadly.
Running into a shorty, that can cost you quite a bit, it turns out. This round can cost SUNY Poly a lot, too. They've got 4 ultimates. They have to pick up rounds like these.
And
like, if there's
they
one
manage
gun round SUNY Poly needs to win, it's this
Oh,
one.
yeah. And I imagine, too, if they heavily invest in this one as well and they don't get it back, then they're going to be in dire straits. And okay, with that immediately going down, they get 2 right off the bat. They can invest in ultimate. If the person to use it is not alive, they have a Hunter's Fury as well. Try to respond to it, but the Hunter is on A and they're all on C.
Yeah, I got a hot take here. Jake's about to die, and after... Oh!
Wrong take. That's why it was the hot take.
Wait. Okay,
Okay.
now he's dead. But my take is no longer relevant. 2v3, absolutely winnable, especially with the Hunter's Fury still available. This plant is going to get postponed. You're probably going to get a tag out of that and everything. Maybe not. Okay, no tag.
Or maybe not. It's Paul, I don't know what these takes you've been over 2 so far. But there's a question.
Look, it's not my fault that everybody's missing, all right?
But Cloner didn't miss.
Yeah, Cloner
luckily for you.
Good
yeah,
work.
and neither did Sal.
And I really like the proactive way that Albany used their ultimates there, right? They were willing to chuck things in at the beginning of the round. They knew what was available for both squads. The Hunter's Fury coming down, getting Poro. And I gotta be honest, that swing Andrew had, doubling back when he got tagged by the drone, I get the idea. The idea is, oh, most players would just leave, so they're not expecting me to swing. But when it's an op, when it's a jet, you always got to be thinking of that. And Albany, thinking 10 steps ahead, shut that down. And from there, I mean, it's just hard to pull the round back, especially when you've lost 2 critical players. Not a bad shot from Poro, but he'll pay with it for his, pay with it with his life. Pay for it with his life. That's how English works, Ravish. I got there eventually.
You know, English is my 4th language, so I don't even blame you, man. Like, you would have said that, right?
No way that's true. It is not your 4th language.
My 4th language is, sir.
What other languages do you speak?
Hindi, Urdu, Punjabi, and English.
Bro, I'm a native English speaker and I can't even do this.
And I'm conversational Japanese, so there you go. But enough about me. Let's look forward on to what we can see as to what's all going on with SUNY Poly. Because by the way, this is SUNY Poly's map pick, by the way. So if they lose out of this, going up onto buy, UAlbany must feel supremely comfortable unless we're doing that hand where we're doing the whole thing where you just lose on your map pick, which I've seen far too often.
It does seem to be how Valorant goes these days. The Blade Storm popped here for Duns.
Oh, but
that's.
I was like, yo, one of you has to peek, and Peach has peeker advantage. So he didn't take the gun though. Okay, all right.
I mean, you can't just run out into mid wildly to try and recover that op. Like
I can, and I will, and I have.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Players at this level can't just wildly run out into mid. Oh, poor Andrew, he can't run anywhere.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, that dashes into a corner, sadly. Just with 10 seconds left. Sal, come on, this has to be big. Okay, he gets 1, he gets in the corner. That's 2 for Sal. All right, my man comes up big and got shot. Okay. Okay, listen here, bro. Pep talk here, bro. Look, I know they probably know where you are, and I know you only have a sheriff, but you got this. This is all you. Nothing but aim. Just click heads, and this is easy peasy.
Yeah, that's not easy peasy though, because they had a 3-way crossfire there. So the second he swings out, he's just super dead. Like,
see, there
he could have had a gun that shot 3 directions at once and still like lost that gunfight.
My man had to have a Runans in this game, bro.
It is a riot title. Let's see it happen. All right, one last gun round here for SUNY Poly. They can stave off defeat on Haven no longer. And they don't really have much going for them, right? The 2 ultimates they have up are nice if you can get some early leads. But SUNY Poly have been needing early leads in a lot of these defensive rounds, and they just haven't been manifested. Again, a very deep position up A lobby. I'm hoping this time nobody pushes further, because if you can keep Andrew in this position, Andrew then becomes not only a huge information advantage, but potentially kill advantages as well when players start moving toward A. You got to force them toward A, though, and a lot of map has been given up in the middle.
And they'll just immediately take it. There is a trap wire there, though, so if they do manage to push it onto the site, then they'll at least give way a little bit as to where they might be committing to is the very non-committal status. Both between Gutshot and Andrew, like you said, between that position. Andrew, if he doesn't get spotted, this could be big. He doesn't see him. Okay, that's one. Okay. Barely managed to win the trade, but at 30 health, yeah, let's run away or push. And he's going to choose to move to the other side. I actually don't mind this at all, but he'll die to the grenade. Now, Gutshot knows that it's going to be an A hit. He's calling over reinforcements as all of SUNY Poly come forward. Poro.
Sal's watching it, though.
Is he going to swing this? Yeah. He wins.
Amazing.
All right. That was disgustingly impressive. That was a beautiful flick. And now from that, suddenly just all that map is just given over to them. But maybe the Legion might be another 10 seconds on the line for it to plant. And they still have 8. Okay, they're really pushing it as right now. Thank you. Thank you.
So well done. Such a good round from Albany. Peach hardly has a chance in hell.
All right, Peach, let's hear me, bro.
No, you're not doing this twice, Ravish. You already did this bit once. You already did this bit once. It's not happening for Peach.
Yeah, it is. That's match point. So, Paul, I think it is respective that we just look forward.
Attackers win.
A great recovery from the University of Albany, especially on their attacking half. They just had a beautiful read, right? I feel like from, what was it, like round 9 or 10 on their defending side, they just knew what SUNY Poly wanted to do almost every single round. It was great work. Sal especially on that flank watch and flanking himself. That is impressive, especially as an Astra, because you also have to be juggling utility, and a lot of Astros are also IGLing. I don't know if that's the case for University of Albany, but still, there's a lot going on for Sal to try and be working with, and for him to find that much value consistently, always. I don't think he lost a single gunfight on any of those flanks, whether he was doing the flank or catching somebody on the flank. I think he took every single gunfight successfully. Like, that is unbelievable value.
Phenomenal performances on both sides of these teams, but like we said, this was the map choice. This was the map choice of SUNY Poly.
Yep.
So we're going over to Bayern next. We might be able to see if things can change this up a little bit, or we might be in for a tour for the night. Stick around and find out right after this short break.
Years and years, promised my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch it.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big.
And the top of the evening to you, ladies, as we get on into map number 2 for the ACAC for some more collegiate Valorant. Paul, you doing okay?
I was doing better before you said that, Ravish. I was. I'm still doing good, though, because we still have a really fun match of Collegiate Valorant on our hands. UAlbany, they come back from a 4-8 deficit on their opponent's map pick and take down SUNY Poly on Haven. Now we move on to Bind, and I'm going to be honest with you, Ravish. I think the hill only gets more difficult to traverse for SUNY Poly on Bind. When we look at the compositions that these two teams favored on Haven, now, keep in mind, SUNY Poly could come out with a completely different composition that more or less neutralizes this point, but you can just copy-paste the UAlbany comp, and it's still going to work like absolute fire on Bind, right? The strong attacking control, the disciplined defenses from UAlbany, as long as they can like stop some of these executes with things like, you know, the flashes, whatever you want. I mean, you have White Chocolate, who put up an insane game on Haven, topping the leaderboard. Just keep them on the raise, and you're going to be fine on defense. Eventually, when you get to defense, you're going to be starting off the attack, obviously, as it was UAlbany's pick, and no one in their right mind is going to pick attacking first on Bind, so SUNY Poly going to start on the defense. But I think this just really gets better and better and better for Albany now that we move on to Bind.
Actually, I would also say that like you could just switch out the Astra for the Viper, right? That's the one main change I would make.
You don't need to though, right? Like you can make that change. You could even swap one of your initiators for a Viper and go for a more like go for the Astra Viper control, right? A more defensive centric composition. But I think since we're starting off on the attack, like despite the fact that we have seen a lot of people play Viper on this map, I love Viper. I will always give an A+ to just picking a Viper, not necessarily how the Viper plays on the map, but I think Viper is definitely a viable choice on Bind should one of these teams decide to employ it, but you don't have to, right? There is no need for Albany to change up what went right for them, because I think once they actually got their feet under them and understood what SUNY Poly wanted to accomplish in a lot of these rounds, there was just no way for SUNY Poly to win. They wanted to play, you know, this aggressive Jet Reyna style where you go for a lot of gunfights, you force the enemy team's hand, and you find advantageous gunfights with things like the Leers, but it didn't happen consistently enough, especially on SUNY Poly's defense.
But one thing I find that, you don't necessarily have to worry a ton about, right? Especially coming out the defense too, is like, this is flex. On Bind,
true.
There's very few times where you have to be like looking behind you consistently, except near the beginning of the attack, or near the beginning, or like, like if you manage to somehow lose some pick right there on the other side, so you might have like maybe a little bit of trouble like looking back behind spawn, or if you're on beat, then looking at elbow perhaps. But yeah, or else otherwise, Bind is very straightforward overall as a map.
Yep.
There's 2 lanes, there's a TP, and that is it. But as we head on into this next map, though, Paul, we'll see what kind of numbers SUNY Poly can put up. Because on this defense, they got to snowball things, or unfortunately, the snow might melt on their heads.
I mean, it's Bind, so I'm assuming that there's no snow anywhere, and it's already melted, Ravish.
Look, listen,
it's a
man,
desert.
all right, bro. I'm so looking at the ancient compositions that we have in front of us.
Ooh, okay.
Looks to be essentially the similar things that we previously witnessed. As okay,
to a degree,
the Astra's here.
Well, the Astra is there, but it's actually Denun's playing it this time, moving off of the Jet, so we're not going to see that same double initiator, double dive composition from Albany. It seems like they are, in fact, probably going to opt into Astra Viper control. Makes the attacking side a little bit difficult. I'm interested to see how White Chocolate and Cloner round out this comp. I'm expecting probably a Raze and a Reyna. Okay. I'm not in love with Reyna on this map, but it is a fine pick pretty much anywhere in Valorant, as long as you're getting those Leers in the right spot.
I personally would prefer, if you are to pick, just like duelist, then I find the Jet does a solid job for you, personally, but you also have like 3 smokers and no flashes, right?
Yeah, you did need flashes. I think instead of the Reyna, maybe you could have gone for a Sky, especially since Cloner was just playing it. Breach is starting to come back into the meta as well. Either way, it's going to be the Reyna, so we'll just have to keep a close eye on Cloner and see how he performs. Let's move over to SUNY Poly's composition, though, because they have some wholesale swaps coming through for them. They're going to move on to the double initiator themselves this time around, and a lot of role swaps as well. Peach moving off of the Astra, off the smokes, onto the Sky, that second initiator with the flashes, and Andrew no longer the Jet. Both are Jets actually moving onto the smoke roll for both these teams, which is a unique agent swap, but I guess not that unique since there's 2 of them now. The Omen definitely does offer you less than the Astra, but it also allows you to be a little bit more aggressive, right? And that's kind of what SUNY Poly were opting for. Starting off this pistol, see? Look, aggression. Peach swinging all the way out of hookah into sand, and that aggression is not going to pay off.
I feel like he should have flashed. That's just like, that's a classic angle that you're like, yo, if I'm going to actually try to look at this, then I've got to be ready to die.
There's an argument both ways, right? Because if you flash and they're not there, you've just given a lot of info away. But if you flash and they are there, then, it does work out better. This is unfortunate for Peach. Now Albany can set up this B execute pretty swiftly.
As they immediately move in, unfortunately, Godshot just had the bow out. TW Clone also saw that as well. Both shock darts gone and Sova gone. Starting a 5v2 right now. Make that a 1. There's always coming in through elbow. Nice. And they read that beautifully. UAlbany with a clean first round.
Another flawless pistol for UAlbany. They're 3 for 3 on pistols this match, if I'm not mistaken. Second flawless pistol as well. And this time there's not going to be a force from SUNY Poly, so it's not going to start off like Haven where things flipped on the head because Albany got caught off guard by more firepower than they were anticipating. I do think that round kind of just simulates what I was worried about for SUNY Poly. It's just a pistol, so we're not going to read into it too much, but Albany were very good on Haven about feeling out the map control and then executing onto a site very cleanly. And I think Bind is going to let them do that even better because they don't necessarily have to watch their flanks. Like you were saying, Bind's not really a lurking kind of map most of the time.
Very, very straightforward, which is why I find as well that Bind can be very snowbally as well, because you're mentioning the thing about momentum, especially in these rounds, and I think momentum-based rounds in Bind come more often than not. It's looking towards the second pistol too as they inch their way closer and closer to the B site. Now Flash gets away for information. The trade goes into Peach's way, but Melee 2 taken over by Ruse. He takes out the camera as well. So just suddenly he cleans up the entire site, essentially by himself. And the tag finds one more at the back to get the 4K, but Andrew with a nice peek out through bunker. Make sure that as the plant goes down, they will now realize they got to rotate all the way over.
There are a couple of Spectres, though, for SUNY Poly to pick up. Albany didn't want to give those Spectres over. That's why Cloner was taking that contact, right, and didn't buy up. Just had the Ghost and was expecting to get traded out, but that trade didn't go ideally. This is a solid crossfire, though. Andrew has no idea what he's about to walk into.
The last second. He chooses to wait. Thought he could have probably gravity welded him back in because he definitely saw exactly where he was. And now, because of that mistake, it cost them the round.
There's just enough time.
Yeah, they're fine.
Amazingly done. And actually, I was saying that crossfire was well set up, but the execution on it a little bit lacking from Albany. Again, they lose the second round. I didn't think it was possible with the buy that SUNY Poly put up, but they had the close player take contact, and Andrew is going to be much easier for him to quickly get that 1v1 taken care of and trade himself out in the close contact. If it was White Chocolate from Heaven taking that contact first, then we could get the gravity well going through, and Denuns could have swung out and it would have been clean. You would have had a 2v1 all swiftly set up, but Andrew snuck by White Chocolate at just the right time and found that. Now, again, Albany, they got to be kicking themselves, man. They're starting this map off just like they started Haven.
Right away, one after another, which, like, you know what? I'll give it to them, though. Like, maybe just UAlbany decided, like, hey, things aren't going, unfortunately, enough for us yet, as that might also spell a little bit of doom in the water, because they're a little bit outgunned, and now they're outmanned.
There's not really much chance for Albany. Cloner got one nice pick, but outside of that, not much is going to go right for Albany. Woof! Nice little flick there from Poro. Okay,
you did not let me finish the lyric here, Paul. I was trying to talk about in Hamilton, you know, he says we are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned.
You have done enough lyrical references today. I've had enough, Ravish. I'm gonna be honest with you, buddy. And actually,
that's okay.
This Viper Wall does create an opportunity. If they both swing through, no, okay, they're going lamps instead. No, they picked up a Phantom for it though. It's not the worst thing in the world. Sal's gonna be pretty dead though when this wall drops. Oh, never mind. It was Denuns. And
yeah, because he was tucked beautifully into the corner, and now he'll likely pick up the Phantom that was dropped off. The question is, can he get anything more out of it? He's not necessarily looking in the same direction. The camera peeks in. Okay, worth.
The double take there from Jake, just like in my camera, out of my camera, in my. Wait a minute.
Wait, no one's here. Wait, did it? Nope. Nah, and just immediately gone.
I was like something out of a
but-
cartoon, dude. That was pretty funny.
I mean, I'm so good. Nonetheless, the board team's on a full buy now, right? So things are on all even standing. I want to watch out for Porter, who almost has a showstopper as well.
It's tough to say whether Albany would want to force after this round either. I mean, they technically probably could if they get a couple picks and still lose this. So this might not be the end of their economy should they lose, but I mean, they need to win it. They need to take this. They need to not let the same streak that happened to SUNY Poly, or happened for SUNY Poly, I should say, on Haven occur this time on Bind. Empress is online for Cloner. Execute at the ready. Executes have been the name of the game for Albany. They've looked pretty clean when going for them.
As they're going now, I imagine as the wall goes down, it'll cut off just about half the site. So, giving them the space to walk in. This is the winner. They could actually potentially just go for a TP and play. I think they might think that SUNY probably might peek into them as the Joe doesn't spot anything at all. Actually. As they have clear sight lines over. SUNY Poly peek this, so likely die. The site will be given over.
I don't actually think they needed to break that recon dart in long. That actually gave up the bait that was going through. Cloner still gets a nice opener, though. Contact onto the site, and Gut Shot is the next in line. Excellent recon dart there. Past the toxic screen. Those are the executes we were looking for Albany. They waited out all of the utility that could have stopped them, could have been a nuisance. And now it's a 2v5. No chance for SUNY Poly to pull this back.
And that drone definitely just spotted both of them there too, because I also saw the sky elbow. So they know they've got to hold them off here. And we're talking about this being a crucial round for UAlbany. And they're managing to get it. There's a big hat tip to them, making it 2 for 2, and SUNY Poly will save their guns. A good call.
We keep getting gun rounds after this now too. It's not going to be the very pivotal swing round in this 4th round of the half. Hello?
I
I don't know about that one, Cloner. I'm gonna be honest with you, buddy. He's charging out here. Andrew's having none of it. You need those guns? No, Albany, your economy's not that stable yet. Okay, they're still gonna be able to buy. It's fine. But that was a little dicey. I'm gonna be honest.
I've only got 2 words, like just por quan, por qué.
Yeah.
Both meaning why? Just.
I really don't know. The Empress to hunt down the rifles seemed like maybe a bit of overconfidence from Albany, or maybe it was a misclick. That's also possible. Hey guys, I popped the Empress by mistake. We gotta hunt these rifles down now. Nice dismiss though. That was very well done by Cloner.
In the face of Poro too. Now that he saw Poro, the gravity well gonna hold him off for a little bit. He could show stopper and just potentially push out if he wants to take 2 of them. But instead, just try to just play it safe now. I imagine that Cloner wants to try to push it with 2 just to make sure that he can, for sure, at least either get 1 or be traded out.
And the problem for Poro just using the showstopper right now is if he throws it at Cloner and dies, Cloner can dismiss away. He just swings out instead to check for info. At least Gut Shot trades it back, though.
Okay, but now Cloner 2 can unfortunately get him back. This is actually not too bad here for SUNY Poly, because at least they've been able to realize where they're all set up, and that'll likely cause it for rotations. But the Omen still just chilling there. Oh, wait, no? Okay, I thought they would rotate out. No, that's gonna force it in. They're gonna move it. They still have 1 Lear. Cypher Cage 2 just hide them for a little bit longer.
Recon Dart's gonna go up here. Yep, there it is. Information that both players are backside. Nice catch from Denuns. Gut Shot though, holding it down. Only 10 bullets in his clip, but he's got a powerful position. He even takes down Ruse as he swings. Sal trying to trade it back, but there's no time. He's got to go get the spike. Oh no, he was trying to leave? He was trying to fight? He had the spike?
There were 9 seconds left. I think he was gone for the plant, but like, you thought maybe you could have saved the gun, but it chooses to go outside of hookah. Okay.
We've had some very interesting ends to these rounds for our past couple of rounds here. And I mean, again, Albany, despite the one win they had, like they didn't get away clean enough to pad their economy. They're onto a light buy here, basically an eco outside of what White Chocolate's working with. They do have some powerful ultimates. If White Chocolate or Cloner can get an opening, then we can still look at a competitive round, but SUNY probably have to be feeling great about how that last round went. That was just, UAlbany, I feel like they overcommitted to the B site. They didn't really get the information that they were looking for, especially with how trades went.
There are 2 Guardians on the side of SUNY Poly.
There we go. That can be the start.
There's still 2 Guardians on the side of SUNY Poly, which is the most important part of this entire loadout.
Well, no, not really. The important part is that one of those guns is going to get picked up. Now there's a Phantom for Albany. And it wasn't a great buy for SUNY Poly either, right? Like you were talking about those Guardians. We got a Spectre for Jake. This ain't ideal. The Hunter's Fury online. The spike has been planted. You're going to have to get something crazy on this flank, Poro.
Out of charges.
There we go. I think that's a nice little pickup though. With 2 going down immediately, it has to depend. Like you'll be able to respond to this. Good showstopper. Shuts that down. They get the defuse easy, and like he even said, this is safe for them. So yeah, we're gonna get a ton out of it.
A lot of the time, as I said earlier, I'm against ults when you're playing anti-eco, but Poro's showstopper there makes perfect sense, right? You know that they've set up for the Hunter's Fury. The second they tap the spike, Poro uses the showstopper. One of 2 things happens. Either Ruse pops the Hunter's Fury off instinct, and you can just blow him away, trade an ult for an ult, or he doesn't, and you still blow him away and maybe trade yourself out in the process. But either way, SUNY Poly are going to win that round the second Poro's in that position. Oops. That Sky Flash didn't go where they were intending.
Unfortunately, but Poro now in this position too. Yeah, he gets stood up by Hookah and the Boombot.
Yeah,
gonna give him away, force him out on site. Yeah.
There's no way you can challenge that as Poro. Oh, fake TP through.
Okay, I don't mind that. At least it stops him for a couple of seconds. His own showstopper to enter in. All right, just point blank gets Poro. Entered onto the site. Viper screen, gonna at least lay things for a little bit longer. Both Andrew going down as right as he enters. What can they do with it? I got shot inside the smoke. That just drops a Viper pit. That's so huge. And suddenly now, man, these Reapers coming out of SUNY Poly have been massive. Jake, can you do it? Yes, he can.
It's still
he runs them down with just the sheriff. Okay, this.
Beautiful.
Yo, fam. All right, bro. The clutch from Cloner.
What an insane round. This bind has been crazy thus far, dude. Can we get one tame round of Valorant, guys? Like one? I thought that execute was gonna be so clean. I thought Albany just had it, right? The second they set that up, they forced Hookah out easily. They got the showstopper kill on a Poro without any difficulty. They were on the site and it was looking good. And then Gutshot swinging like a madman, running out of elbow, taking down 2, completely opened that round up. Cloner with a clutch, but Albany, they gotta be shaking in their boots a little bit. That is not a confident win.
That is very far out.
Oh, no.
Andrew with the judge, he gets 2. All right.
Guys,
they don't know he's actually ducked into this.
I said
they don't know.
Sensible round. This is not... Okay. Empress out. Pete shut down on the swing. Things are looking much better for Albany now.
That is the Valorant that we expect, but I don't know how much longer it'll last. Because look at this. Okay. I was going to say that if Jake manages to stay alive, and things might go a little bit haywire. But if Gutshot is known for running onto sites like a madman and winning.
Nice. Okay.
That is not what Gutshot is known for.
There we go. Albany end up shutting that down beautifully, right? Despite Andrew definitely getting a little spicy there in short. I mean, you're always going to lose at least one player to the judge. I I don't know if the Viper swinging out in addition was necessary, but at the end of the day, Albany, they slowed that down. They waited for the smoke to expire, and then they shut down Andrew without any sort of difficulty. So good recovery from Albany. That'll tie them up in this series. And now, I mean, it was a force from SUNY Poly in that last round. So there's not really much they're working with. A Bucky for Poro going to be set up, it seems like in Garden. I guess Gutshot's going to take the contact here and then try to just set Poro up for a cheeky pick. Oh, don't swing that.
The Bucky hears the shots. Okay, and he at least gets one. That's completely worth, though. The second shot, the Marshall misses, but we're starting to play right now the anti-equal, right? It's, I would say, getting two, and you've been able to do your job. You get one, you're halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the round. Done and dusted. I don't really think there was any good options for Port. You know, I was yelling at him not to swing it, and he does. But honestly, there weren't really any good options there. So I don't want to bully him too much, because if he sits there, he's going to get cleared and probably flashed and maybe not even get one pick. He instead swings out and gets the only pick that SUNY Poly are gifted in this round. Albany take the lead on their map pick. Keep in mind, as SUNY Poly already dropped their own map pick of Haven. Albany now have a great lead. If they can snuff out one more gun round from SUNY Poly, then suddenly they at least tie this half up. Probably take the lead, as SUNY Poly will be out of money once again. And then Albany are looking good to close this series out in a clean 2-0.
Because we've seen what UAlbany has been able to accomplish on their own defensive halves. I mean, now, to be fair, though, while attacking as well, I think SUNY Poly, they were absolutely immaculate, but Bind is arguably a defender-sided map. But with Andrew going down, unfortunately, SUNY Poly lose a little bit more of that defender's advantages. There's the Viper screen. Not going to put it up just yet, but they must realize the pressure coming in. The one ducks in. He chooses to shoot. Okay! He gets the leer and the pick, although White Chocolate trades him. They still can't move onto the site comfortably yet, though.
And
the drone got spotted nobody.
But they don't want to move onto the site, Albany. They're instead going to cut noise. The drone gets no info. I love how Albany have been going for like these pre-hits and then a secondary hit following it up, right? Cutting. If they meet resistance, they'll trade it out and just wait. Let SUNY Poly overthink themselves, push back into positions that are more vulnerable, right? You don't want to just rush headlong when you don't have any information themselves. And this actually allows things like the recon dart to come back online as well. So great swing from Ruse, and there's pretty much no way that SUNY Poly loses this unless Gutshot. Oh no, does he do something crazy again?
Yep, there you go. There's one. What?
He wouldn't even shoot at White Chocolate.
Just that's fair. All right, that happened. Now the Heart really finds one tag, gets the second. Suddenly, okay, I don't think he managed to tag in all the way to the showers, but at least not with him being blinded. Okay, Peach takes out Ruse, and that shouldn't have happened. Part of that.
What's the opposite of a caster curse? Do we have caster blesses? Because I feel like, or I guess I could have caster curse Albany, so it can just be a curse the other way.
Yeah, because to be fair, every single time you said that this round should be theirs, something has happened.
I have been doing that a lot, haven't I?
Yeah.
Either way, though, Gutshot, crazy work. And I mean, it's not like White Chocolate's swing was unreasonable, right? Like walking out in that spray, like you want to try and trade that. Gutshot's just spraying randomly into the smoke. In most scenarios, White Chocolate wins that, but unfortunately, the lineup does not favor him. A bullet goes straight through his skull. And then Gutshot picks up the Hunter's Fury off that. What a round, dude. And now look, Peach and Gutshot, they're feeling it. They're feeling it, man, off that win.
Bro, I mean, I would be too around. When you think that all is lost, suddenly you get a 3K, you bring it back? Like, I'm telling that to everybody. That is an unfortunate peeking by Andrew.
Maybe not so feeling it.
No, Andrew has unfortunately gone down right at the beginning. This maybe 3 rounds in a row, though. Sadly, but I believe he was pretty confident in his lineup, right, in the paranoia. So I don't necessarily blame him either.
And Albany, they don't know what they want to do now, right? Because when they've lost players early in these rounds, it's hard for them to go to executes. They're just trying to push forward the best they can, and find some players. But it's Jake Sneck with the timing out his own cyber cage that takes down yet another of Albany. With Denun so low, you're so far from the site. Everybody's here now. At least the Nuns get one. Peach didn't expect him to be that far pushed up, but there's no way you get out of that. White Chocolate gets away narrowly, but with just 11 health and 30 seconds to work with.
Yeah, Gutshot is here, and Gutshot is an absolute madman, so I don't think this will necessarily matter. Yep, and he just gets it with a wall bang.
Solid. And I love that push from Gutshot and Peach, right? Out of long. There hasn't been much actual aggression from SUNY Poly this half, so it comes as a complete surprise to UAlbany. Whereas on Haven, every single round SUNY Poly was trying to inch their way somewhere and attack like that. They've tamed it back, like they've pulled it back a lot. So when you throw in the surprise round like that from Gutshot and Peach with the flash recon darts and then just sending it up B long, there's no way Albany could ever be prepared for that, really.
Now Albany looking to tie it up going into the defensive halves on their map pick yet again. SUNY Poly have some of these rounds I've begun to question myself, but some of them I'm like, yo, these guys aren't the greatest team in the world. Just doing some immaculate things that I never would have thought possible. Now UAlbany looking to prove me wrong. The second on the reload, Clona gets a 2K. Showstopper doesn't manage to find anything. But this plant should easily be there. Is it rotating back to spawn? We've seen Jake pop off before. We're talking about him a lot. His positioning, his Cypher play has been really beautiful. But Cloner's shot have just been just as nice. That's the 4K. He's looking for the Yanks, but he's gonna get denied at the last second.
Wait.
Andrew picks up 2.
Wait.
This is doable. The Paranoia, he actually gets 1, but they're inside the Viper's pit, and he only has a single TP. As it pushes out, he spots him though. Oh, but he knows he has to move in, and that decay will immediately kill him, because that tap just gives away his life. Yep.
Nice. Good round from Albany. That's one of the classic executes that they had been trying to go for earlier. I really feel like we only had 2, despite the wild rounds that we had in that first half, Ravish. It really came down to only 2 types of rounds. Either Albany got a clean execute off in the first 40 seconds, or they didn't, right? That was pretty much how it went, because when Albany were actually able to get onto the sites with all 5 of their players, regardless of the heroics from Gutshot or Poro or Andrew, like, they won those rounds. The executes on the B, the executes on the A weren't as clean, I will say, especially with Gutshot having that one ridiculous clutch. But still a very solid half. I think Albany probably feels better about that half than SUNY Poly are anticipating. SUNY Poly also feel good about it, though, just because of the clutches they had, right? So neither of these teams should be feeling bad about a 6-6 half moving into the second part of Bind. Oh, and look at all this pressure. Cloner's already getting so much info. The rotate's already coming through.
Bruce spots 2, but these are these very rare flanks you were talking about here, Paul. Have 2 going down right away. That means that the site is theirs. With the spike as well, UAlbany.
And with a Cypher watching this, especially a Cypher as good as Jake Snack, I mean, he doesn't take any of the fights, right? He just lets the trap wires stall the players on the flank from UAlbany. Meanwhile, the other 4 members of SUNY Poly say, hey, if there's 2 on the flank, that means there can only be a max of 3 on site. Let's send it. They send it beautifully, and they win most of those fights. Cloner is online, though. Gets that first pick. That's a Reign of a Shield.
He made it like you said, but he's fighting up against 2, so he just cannot confer that nice double peek from them. Okay, but they damaged him quite a fair bit. He came out with the knife. I respect it, bro.
He's thought about it, dude. He tried it. I mean, Jake locks it down. Maybe, I mean, you know, maybe if PJ had his gun out, that could have looked a little cleaner for SUNY Poly. But at the end of the day, they still get their first pistol round, actually. Their first pistol win of the series thus far. No force from Albany, obviously, as they're on the defensive half now. But, you know, I said last time when there wasn't a force that means they're going to lose the round. I'm going to hold my tongue this time, Ravish. I'm going to hold my tongue for the entirety of this round, because who even knows? Ooh, I thought that was going to be a headshot, dude. I thought Cloner had that.
It was there.
Ooh.
He had the lineup. I actually would not have doubted it, but the grenade should be able to do exactly that. But there's the headshot that you were looking for, and also Reina with sheer with White Chocolate. I'll take on immediately just all of it, but managed to push all the way through C long though. Peach clears out Hookah, and now with the TP as well.
Oh, Ruse couldn't swing to help his team because he only had a shorty. Oh, at least spike control is Albany's for now. And Sal has recovered a Spectre here, getting away to early break on the Seeker and then retreats. He's going to clear out Hookah, and this means that actually Ruse can come up and support him if it's done right.
Blizzard just managed to spot them on the last second. The dart as well. They will catch them immediately running away. Spike in their hands. A side is open, so that's theirs.
Ruse can go get a gun now, though. It's going to be 2 Spectres versus 2 Spectres. Either team can come out ahead on this round.
Spike planted.
Recon dart not up for 20 seconds for Ruse, though. That hurts.
It is stall out that long, but I don't know if they'll be able to play that patient considering where the boat's set up. They have a little bit of crossfire looking down onto shore, but they push through showers that could potentially allow them to enter the site a bit fairly for themselves. As the dart comes up and they're traded too, but they get spotted. No, they gotta rush in right away though, Paul. Got shot in middle, spots up right behind neutral, looking to garage the flash. They trade 1 for 1, but Salah stuck right behind it on right click. That's so much work here too. He's gonna tap it, but he has to swing. He's just sticking. He just sticking. Wait! No! He miscalculated. Wait! No!
Oh. Gutshot's name is perfect now because that's how I feel after seeing that. I feel like I've been shot in the stomach, Ravish. Oh.
Hey.
Oh, tragic, dude.
I know.
Gutshot thought he forced him off, right? After that, after Sal tapped the spike. Gutshot thought no one in their right mind actually sticks that, right? So I turn a little bit, I spray, but he doesn't actually see him. He doesn't confirm the kill. Oh, and this is why I held my tongue, Ravish. Because they actually flipped it back somehow.
Rounds like these is what makes this game confusing yet exciting nonetheless. Because why and how is what I've asked myself so often.
Already so far up on B. They're all the way in the garden. They've met no resistance here. Nice pick from Denuns, though. A second, too.
And he loses no health off. That's huge. That's going to be the 3 key. That's Spike down as well. As they enter in through Luke, that's another one down. He should really get the 4K. Depending on where they're at. Won't even need to get it. And just like that, UAlbany are up.
All right. Wipe that round off the board, SUNY Poly. Actually, they kind of bought into that. They can't wipe it off the board. They forced that. We had some Spectres. We had some Sheriff Heavy Armors. That actually cost SUNY Poly, so they're going to have to wipe another round off the board here. So that one flip from Albany, basically that one stick from Sal gets 3 rounds for Albany, essentially. Assuming I haven't just cursed them again, which...
No, I'm gonna hold my tongue.
You know, I try not to bring the caster curse thing up this often, Ravish, but it really does feel like every single sensible round just finds a way of getting away from us. It is pretty funny.
You know, I used to think that it was just complete BS. Like I was like, caster curse. There's no such thing. But it happened to me 6 times in a game that I was casting Valorant, because at certain points, I said it just to test it, and it never failed me, and now I'm scared of the power that those 2 words potentially hold.
You know, this is actually really interesting. SUNY Poly in B again. Again, they've gotten all the way up long with no resistance. I wonder if that's conditioning from Albany, if they're going to contest that heavier later, or if they just never want to actually try and fight for that. Denun's in a pretty solid position here. Ooh, swinging out this would be risky, though. I don't know how I feel. Okay, he's not going for it.
I mean, last time he was tucked away into the corner match to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, but that was tucked away into a corner, not swinging out of a smoke that was being watched. Okay.
True.
Cloner's going to come over, and once that smoke expires, there's really not much SUNY Poly can do. Just good patience from Albany. They're going to get away here. Nearly flawless.
It was a nice little pick. So, I mean, nice to get Magic the 1 out of it. So,
it's only one,
I guess you take those every day.
It doesn't matter for the economy, ultimately. Albany are feeling great now. They've accrued a 2-round lead. And, I mean, again, we're down to another pivotal gun round. There's not much in terms of economy past this round should SUNY Poly lose it. And they don't have the ultimates to sustain this round either. A very well-timed tactical pause. I think this is a great call from SUNY Poly because they need to regain momentum now or they will not be able to for the rest of this series.
Biggest thing about it is, well, like we have consistently mentioned that Bind can be a very snowball heavy map, right? Just especially on rounds like these, just being able to get the control back, and especially this is the first time that UAlbany have actually managed to get the 2-round lead as well. So SUNY Poly, I'd be interested to see as to what kind of adaptations they make out of it, because considering they've been going for what is essentially the same play almost 2 or 3 rounds in a row, so
I kind of
they
want to
have
see
to
them
be strategized. Like, just like what more is there?
I kind of want to see them punish this lack of B-long control from Albany, right? 2 rounds in a row, SUNY Poly's gotten all the way up, and because they were low eco rounds, they just went straight onto site. But you can actually use that to fake toward B, right? You commit 2 players there, you get 3 creeping onto A, you utility dump onto the B site so that people can't visually go out and check it, especially since the Sova's not on that site. It is absolutely punishable for you to just run up B long, force some rotates over, and then TP onto A while you have 2 players sitting, waiting on essentially a lurk.
Which is what I was always just thinking that they might do, right? Considering how far they push up, they might have anticipated some sort of utility, maybe even like you mentioned, just a peek or 2, or just
not the case.
Any sort of bait out of flashes. But yeah, nonetheless, they're right now. UAlbany is going to be the one pushing up very, very far. The camera should be able to spot down 2 here. Might have spotted the
nice
the elbow.
catch.
Okay, there we go. Fine, immediately what to get that pressure. The swing works out for Ruse. That's 2 immediately gone. But this neural theft is actually so crucial for them. That'll immediately help them to contest exactly what they're doing. The swing out, beautiful paranoia from Andrew. Now UAlbany in a bit more of a tough spot, as SUNY Poly should know that they are pushing in from spawn. As Cloner takes his spot in heaven, set up this cross, set the fire, team this up, but this is just so tough right now.
Oh, nice concuss actually into lamps. That only catches 1 though. There's a second player watching close. Good cover from Denuns. Cost him most of his health bar though, and Cloner's not doing much better. The divide comes up just a little bit late to save Cloner. Denuns coming in, but gut shots watching it at the ready in SUNY Poly. They get their feet back under him, Ravish.
And they commit the divide in the final couple of seconds as well. That's going to be such a huge tool for these potential retakes here, though, Paul. And SUNY Poly, they've got a lot up for them right now, along with, the from the shadows, the Heart of Fury, and even the Seekers, along with 1 away from the Showstopper. So all these tools could easily get them back in the game.
The good news is for Albany, obviously, though, because they did win those 3 rounds in a row somewhat comfortably, they've still got plenty of money in the bank. They're still buying. No worries there. Showstopper 2 online for White Chocolate. The second he's spotted, I'm kind of expecting SUNY Poly to consider their options elsewhere on the map. Running into a Showstopper is rarely a thing that teams want to attempt, but I mean, there is still plenty of time for them to play around with information as well.
Man, don't you miss when Showstopper used to be able to clear out an entire site by just hitting just a corner? Those are the days. But
ooh, I like this drone. It allows Andrew to just push straight through this smoke if he wants. Nice Gravwell though, counteracting that. Good defensive utility there from Albany. And then the snake bites go out. That's really well done. Albany, they refuse to give up hookah control, and now with only 50 seconds left, SUNY Poly, they have to go to A.
I imagine UAlbany just completely anticipating this. He's not looking. Oh no, man. Then has now just left all by him. Such a defend this side with him going down. It's just that grenade I could do much for them at all. So stop right in the face. He gets 2 and stops the plant.
Look at the damage too. Okay, the heal is going to come out at least to get Jake back up to decent health, but Poro on this close contact angle has nothing to work with. As long as Sal checks this, there's no way he loses this fight.
It has to be nothing but dongo from him too, but he looks with at the final couple of seconds. Unfortunately, spot up from then. The spray doesn't land from Cloner. And now suddenly Sal gets spotted in the hookah. Okay.
Oh no.
That suddenly turns into a very doable round right now for SUNY Poly. But the question is, do they manage to see? And the Cypher Cage goes up. Yes, shot taps this, but that means also be spotted right away through the corner. Gets the second, the swing from Sal to save the round.
Sal with yet another clutch. I love how he played with SUNY Poly's mental at the very end there. Because Sal won that round on defense earlier where he just stuck it, right? He didn't expect anyone to swing or shoot. He just stuck it. That lives rent-free in SUNY Poly's head right now.
Oh, yeah.
They both were so focused on spraying down the spike, making sure Sal couldn't just stick for another half tick even. And because of that, he finds a beautiful timing onto Jake. The flick coming back around because he knows where Peach is. So well done by Sal. This is what I was talking about, right? Even though he's bottom of the leaderboard on his team, the impact that Sal has in a lot of these rounds is second to none.
One might even say is second to none's. I apologize. I will move on forward as
I actually liked that one. I thought that was funny.
All right, we got him, boys. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
Let's yet again, this super far push in from SUNY Poly on B
They're
long.
just doing this on eco rounds, though, right? They're just doing it when they have nothing to lose. Cloner with an easy pick there, dismissed out. Knows that at least one is coming around. Trades it out pretty well, considering that Cloner's position was given away there. I think that's about as good as you can get out of that.
And we saw get another right through the Viper's pit. Just SUNY Poly are just left wondering and thinking as to how they might potentially respond to this, and the response is dying.
Yeah, honestly, if you're SUNY Poly, you're just common for next round during that one. Right?
Oh, yeah.
The second you lose 2 to Cloner at the beginning, it's like, all right, guys, this round's done. Let's start talking about the next one because this makes or breaks the game. This is the last chance for SUNY Poly. They're going to be out of money after this. And it's going to be map and match point for University of Albany. Let's take stock of the alts. A couple of very strong ones for SUNY Poly. They've got the Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury. A hard, fast execute, especially if they can get on top of Ruse and stop a counter Hunter's Fury, would be phenomenal. There we go.
But they have to do it. This would be the start that they would potentially get again. The same push in though, but he's ready for the portal. Wins a tree, you can control, not get immediately given over. There's a Showstopper, stops it mid-air, and Cloner dismisses out, gets the second, dismisses away, into elbow. I thought my man was gonna walk in and out like Tuxedo Mask, bro. But the Hunter's Fury locks them all in a corner as the Nuns clean up match point for UAlbany.
Cloner's just insane. I take back everything I said about this Reyna coming into the map. Be on Reyna every time. I never want to see you play Skye again, Cloner. I mean, what a ridiculous series, especially the second map that Cloner has had. The dismisses out into another position, taking another gunfight, almost got away too. That's like the third or fourth time Cloner's done that in like the last in this half, right? Absolutely absurd. SUNY Poly, they're on a forced buy now. Last chance for him, and it doesn't go well to start. That is smokes gone, too. No other smokes. You have to get picks, basically, as SUNY Poly. You need to take advantageous gunfights. Oh, the gravity well! The gravity well!
I was about to say. And the spot at 2 there, they can just spray this down easily. Then all the pressure coming over to A short. But as the peek in, White Chocolate is a huge chunk for himself as well. That is 40 health. UAlbany still with 5 on their SUNY Poly. I was gonna say they might try to rush and make a TP play, go over onto B. But even with all the contention for UAlbany onto B as well, it's just Peach now left to drive by and got shot. 38 health and 3 kills. Everything is coming up him. He's been the hero in so many of these rounds.
30 seconds left.
Sal's not biting into it. Is he? Is he going for it? He hears the
He
footsteps.
hears it. He hears
Oh,
it.
Sal.
Win.
Oh, GG's for both these teams. What a absurd game that Albany played, especially on bind. I am in love with watching Sal and Cloner play now. And the coordination too from Albany, no matter who was playing the Astro, whether it was Sal on map 1 or Denuns on map 2, the coordination from the Astros, like the communication on Albany must be perfectly streamlined, because every time they needed a gravity well or a concuss, it was there. I'm gonna nerd out about that gravity well on top of the box on A short for like the next 2 days, saving White Chocolate, who is like completely stuck in that pocket, right? Position revealed, is concussed by the Trailblazer. There's no way in his right mind he should have survived there, but Poro couldn't swing him. Poro had no chance to swing him because the gravity well was on top of the box where Poro wanted to gain vision from. And if he tried to get out of the gravity well far enough over, he's going to fall down, be vulnerable, and probably die to White Chocolate in that instance. So excellent utility, phenomenal defense, and just a great series from University of Albany.
You know, I played Astra before, and half the time I have just a very tough task ahead of me, even just aiming the stars at the right spot. But the fact that he manages to get there too so accurately, and like you're mentioning, the swings coming out of UAlbany, they're definitely a second half team, whether we're looking at it. But I think City Poly have a lot to be proud of, because they put up some rounds that I questioned to myself if whether or not I'd be able to recover from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big shout out to Gut Shot, because my God, you're an animal.
Yeah. And we are being told that we are going to have an interview here with a couple of the winners from University of Albany. We're going to go to a quick break first, though. And when we come back, it's going to be University of Albany joining us and helping us break down that series.
Gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
And welcome back here, amigos. I told y'all we have an interview, and we do have a main man himself from UAlbany here. We do got Duns back. Hey, Duns, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
We're doing fantastic here. So, now you may not be able to see us, but I promise you, he is there. Just reach out for him. You'll be able to hear his voice. So, just real quick, man. Just to start you off here. I just want to talk about that Haven map, right? You know, although like I find it was very, very back and forth personally. It's like, talk to me about a little bit of those adaptations that y'all made as you got into, and especially going towards the second half.
Towards the first half, we just knew we had to close out the half strong because they were having a pretty good first half. So once we got a pretty good end of the half, we knew our attack was gonna be stronger because we had double initiator. So our plan on attack on Haven, the double initiator was just like take back map control and they take it with our double drones and just work the map together and overall just play slow because Haven you have slow rotations so you don't want to go too fast into things. So that's what we were doing. We had a game plan, we executed it, and it worked out pretty well.
Sure, fair enough. I gotta ask though, right? You guys started off 3 out of 4 halves pretty strong, right? With pistol round wins, but then you were dropping the anti-ecos somewhat consistently. So what does that do in terms of like mental or communication structure? How do you guys pick yourself back up after that happens consistently?
Yeah, you just gotta reset and just go to the next round because the more you harp on the ecos that you lose, the anti-ecos that you lose, the more you're just gonna start messing up in other like areas and have more mistakes. So it's best to not just like think about it.
Sure, well, fair enough. It's good to let it, or good to know that it doesn't affect you guys. You guys are able to keep that strong mental, and you bounce back pretty quick. I definitely want to move on to Bind then, and Bind was. I think it's safe to say that Bind was significantly more wild than most of us anticipated. There were so many crazy close clutch rounds. What I gotta ask, what was the mental like? What was the comms like after Sal just stuck that one round?
Oh, it was absolutely electric. Like as soon as I saw that the enemy solo wasn't peeking, I had a feeling we won the round. It took a lot of guts at him to stick that, and honestly, it was like it really uplifted the team and helped us get the win.
Sure, fair enough.
Big shout out to Sal. He had a lot of good clutches in that map.
Yeah, I feel like you guys all actually had really good series across the board. I can't think of anyone on your guys' team that didn't do really well. Like even though Sal was at the bottom of the leaderboard on Bind, like you said, the guy clutched out. Yeah, exactly. He got the important kills that mattered. Now I kind of want to zoom out a little bit and ask you guys how you're feeling about your season in ECAC as a whole. You're 4-0 now. A couple of your wins have been maybe a little bit closer than you would have liked, but you guys feel confident moving into the back half that you're going to make playoffs?
Oh, 100%. We're trying to take it all, so we'll keep practicing, keep it going, and yeah.
That's what we like to hear, the man. And of course, final question for you here, homie. Any, of course, just shout out you want to give to anybody watching, things you want to get across about you and the team.
I just want to shout out everyone that's watching in the chat. Thanks for supporting us. Also, big shout out to Sal. He's usually not on our main roster, but he subbed in today.
Oh,
Came
wow.
big for the boys. So big shout out to Sal. Thank you guys for tuning in, and that's it. Yeah, big dubs. UAlbany for the win.
There we go. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope we get to see more
having me.
Good matches from UAlbany. Good luck in your future games, and hopefully we'll see you back for playoffs.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right, beautiful. Now, I think with that here, Paul, our night has come to an end, and what a wonderful one it was. I do want to give a big shout out as well. Everybody hadn't seen K-Tan and the crew, pretty cool Scoots, jumping on our chat, Lantis for observing, and you for being by my side the entire day, man. Thank you. All right.
Thank
and
you, Ravish. Despite your egregious jokes, I always have a good time casting with you, buddy.
With that being said, well, thank you again all for all y'all for watching. I've been Ravishing Ravish, the most ravishing man of the internet. Have a good night. Peace.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big.